Alright, so here we've got a 14 Floodgate that we're running. I'm still not 100% on the route I use for Floodgate, but it works okay. I think there's still some optimization to be had, but this will get you your 3K if you need it. Just drop that undercrawler away so we don't get him. It's not a huge deal. It's just unnecessary to have him. Gathering this pull is always a bit of a nightmare. I let Rawl die here because he pulls aggro because I'm all over the place. I've done it smoother before, but today was not one of those days. It's just very... It's pretty smooth once it's all together. It's just very important that the surveyors get kicked. Otherwise, it's just a don't stand and stuff pull. So we skip bubbles in this route, so I need 2 bombs. If you don't have a comp that can skip bubbles, it's totally fine. You don't need to, it's just convenient to do so. So feel free to just skip whatever you want in this top area, and then pick up that extra count down below. For these architect pulls, it's super important to always get them off their scaffolding quickly, because when they're on their scaffolding, they absolutely crank out those nail guns a lot faster than when they're not. The nail gun does so much damage to people. These divers, their harpoon casts are always staggered so that only one will go off in a time, no matter how many you have pulled, which will be important come the next pull when we're going to pull a bunch of them. But so you basically, no matter how many divers you pull, you just need 3 melee kicks and you can kick all of them. This is probably the most awkward pull here. I've tried to get this smoother so many times. I just can't seem to get it a whole lot smoother. These divers just take so long to walk over here. I think the plan might be to actually move the architect a bit more towards them, but I don't know. You got to get him off his scaffolding too. But I mean, this works fine as long as people are just kicking the divers and not like super blowing CDs on them as they come across. They get here, and then you can start your kick rotation on them. And you're going to want to just kind of kite slowly around when the bombs start spawning, because they will murder people that are even close to them. going to get both surveyors in this pull. I just usually wait until the 2 first flamethrowers go before I move to collect the second one, just so that it's a little bit more controlled. This next boss, this guy's pretty straightforward. There's not a whole lot you can do to optimize this. I generally try and position him close to bombs so that he's automatically going to charge through them, but as long as people are paying attention when the charges go out, it should be relatively easy to get them all. When the kinetic explosive is on people, you absolutely have to have a defensive going before you get dispelled, because they will just kill you. We got all the bombs in 2 charges there, so I just bring them back over here so there's more cleave. And whenever they're together, you're going to want to focus Bronte, or Bront, unless there's no E on there. And the last charge always goes on the tank. I'm assuming people probably know that by now. I used a bunch of defenses there because I knew I wasn't going to be able to get out, so I just ate the stun with a Celestial and Mud up. Okay, you'll notice Bront is like double little guy's health, so that's why you gotta focus him as much as possible when they're close.
I'll get him, boy.
And all the bombs are down, so again I just try to keep him relatively close for cleave. Brew is lucky in this fight because his wallop isn't really scary for you, but other tanks, like when I'm doing this on my Paladin, you gotta be careful to at least have minor defensives up for each one. So we're slightly slower than I'd like to be. Normally I'd like to have like a minute 30 or a minute 40 left on Lust here. But it's not a big deal. We're just going to send the next Lust on Big Mama. I think we only get 3 Lusts out of this dungeon again. But if we were slightly faster, we would have been able to get 4. I think we send way too much we send all our CC on this Demolitionist before he even gets his first RPGG out, so we have nothing left for when he goes to reload, which isn't the end of the world. The RPGG isn't that bad, it's just inconvenient. I think I need to practice adding these in sooner, because we generally add these into Big Mama too, but I think I can just kind of do them with this pull. It's probably less scary than doing them with Big Mama. I forget if this is the run where it happens or not, but I really screwed up one of our Big Mamas yesterday with my Ox statue. So if you're playing Ox statue, make sure you're not having it leave the mecha drones far away from the boss for cleave. I'm sure I do it at least once here, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Make sure you defensive Electro Crushes as the tank, even as Brew. They're very scary. The goal is always to get all the ads down before Kill Block Barrier comes up. Good, the ads are coming down. Yeah, so this is where my statue screws everything up and makes this way harder than it needs to be, because they're literally stuck over there because my Ox statue is just kind of taunting them over there, and that's very bad because it's going to leave them out of cleave and they're going to be like full health for quite a while. Yeah, so you kill block barriers up and some of these are like 50%. Poor Sock. He must hate me. And then I screw up positioning by going over there to get that kick, or that I was trying to touch a death head. So our electrical barriers are going to be horribly positioned. I played this boss fight super bad, but as you can see, even making big mistakes, it's not the end of the world. Just roll with the punches. I make sure to move my Ox statue aside that time. These blood warpers are scary, so make sure you're helping out your healer when they cast warp blood. Big defensives, health pots, self-heals, whatever you got. The warp blood is the only group damage going on in this pull, so as long as you don't die to the warp blood, nothing else is going to kill you. Unless you're the tank, in which case other things can, but... a little low going in here, so I pop mud just to make my life easier. I focus the sniper to get the trick shot kicks, but our warrior gets it anyway. Kind of want to, if you can't stop the reload from ever going off, you kind of want to stop that overlap that we just let happen, the RPGG plus the warp blood. Because you don't want to have to be moving while the healer's trying to deal with the heal absorb, but we survived. And then since we did duo first, we don't need to take the gliders. These kelps get quite scary at higher key levels. You want to try and somewhat stagger your AoE stops for when there's 2 or 3 of the jettison kelps going off. If there's just one, it's fine, but or you can use single stops on them. But yeah, like there's 3 there. Unfortunately, we overlap our stops, but at least we get them. Kick as many of the restorative algaes as you can, but they're not the end of the world. You can also spell steal them and stuff, or purge. And we overlapped a ton of stops this one, but such is life, at least we stopped them. Oh yeah, I was screwing up Zoc again with my statue. This is kind of a boring boss fight. Just always dodge left. And speed through it. Sludge Claws does hit hard, so defensive that shit. Alright, so next you'll see the bubble skip. If you have a Night Elf, even a DPS with a like Vanish or an Invis or whatever can do this. Because you pull him back far enough that he's not going to melee anybody. As a monk, I have Hasty Provocation, so I taunt him so he gets farther, but you want to pull him kind of over to this little barricade, and then wait for him to frontal, and then you GTFO, drop combat, and then you're good to go. Make sure everybody gets off the bridge. I think we do this pull kind of poorly too. We try and pull that second electrician in and ranged kick him, and he just refuses to come in. But we manage. You just got to be careful of that jump starter on the left unless you're planning to pull him. And this route that I did here, we have to pull these 2 electricians, which I don't think is particularly good, but I still need to figure out exactly what I want to pull upstairs to make up for it, but it's not the end of the world. I would just rather be going straight into the big jump starter pull on the left. Oh, poor Where Did I Go disconnects here too, so it's okay that we're playing a little bit slow since we're only 4-manning until after the jump starter pull. Now, so we know Rawl's coming back, so we're going to play this next pull a little bit safer. Basically, I'm going to do kind of what I did in that Priory, if you watch this. I'm going to CC one of the casters and then just pull the other guys in. So we can keep pulling while he's logging back in and we're still making progress. So the one caster's down, so I can add the other one whenever I'm feeling safe. And then rolls back. Unfortunately, I put him at the start of the instance, so luckily for us, we had Warlock, and we summoned him with Jiv. If we didn't have a Warlock, there's a couple different ways he could get here, but with Bubbles up, it would be more complicated. He would have to kind of skip it on his own with Vanish, or if it was somebody without a combat drop, they would just have to die, and then we'd res them. You do kind of want to try to, I don't know, use short defensives on this jump starter pull, but save the bigger ones for this guy.
Soon I shall have the power I require. You dare question me?
And then this boss is pretty straightforward. Just make sure you don't get knocked off, and you have big defensives for Thunder Punch, and then if you're a DPS, you're probably going to want to defensive the Giga Zaps. You're especially going to want to defensive the Giga Zaps that happen before the turbocharge. So these first 2 that come out are less of a big deal, but the 2 that come out after are very scary because they leave you with a little bit of a dot right when the turbocharge is starting. And we'll just speed this up because it's just pretty straightforward. I definitely should have used mud on that one.
Working. Good
I didn't need it,
working.
but there's no reason to just leave it on CD. And then I get stunned trying to get in his Spirit Link.
Try and die. Yeah. You can't pick your wits against mine. Try and die.
There you go. That's 14 Operation Floodgate. Like I said, I don't think that route's perfect, and I'm going to keep working on it, but it's definitely more than good enough to get your keys done. So enjoy, and once I figure out how I want to improve the route, I'll try and post something about it.